tell you a story.
Oh.
Now, Doug and I had just started going out, and he called me one day, and for something or the other. When he ended the conversation, he said,
"Goodbye, sweetie."
I put the phone down, and I thought, did he call me sweetie? So I thought, let me call him back. I called him back, and I said, what did you just call me? And he said, sweetie. And I said, why? And he said, because you're a very sweet person. And I thought, I think maybe in all the years we've been married, he's called me Joan maybe 3 times. But otherwise, it's always sweetie. So it's stuck.
It wasn't a formal proposal. I guess we got more and more friendly. And then, yes, of course, eventually I said, how about we get married? Because it's time we got married.
I thought you said, how about you coming over so you can wash my dishes, do my cooking, do my laundry?
That was later. People say, oh, how come you suddenly decided to get married at this age? So she says her ambition in life was to look after the elderly.
That was what you said.
So the story goes anyway. She's got a much better voice than I have, as you can tell. And
I sing "Looking Through the Eyes of Love." That's Doug's favorite song, but I sing it since he likes it.
It's a beautiful song, and she sings it perfectly.
Please don't let this feeling last. It's everything I own.
We have a little karaoke machine here. The first time we bought the machine, we said, let's try it. 5 hours later, we were still at it.
And we hadn't even had dinner.
So music is a big part of our lives, actually. When Joan came to Canada with her family, I was already here. And her brother-in-law happened to have been in school with me, and as well as the university. So when Joan and her family arrived, my friend brought them over to visit with us, and that's the first time I met Joan. That was back to 1968. We used to meet at parties, and we
through the years we had common friends. So we met quite often. In fact, Doug and his wife would come over to our house for dinner twice a year.
And then in the year 2000, Joan lost her husband, and a year later, almost to the day, I lost my wife.
The nicest thing is, I could be thinking something and Doug will say it. And I'll say, how did you know? I was just going to ask you that. And he'll say, I read your mind. And vice versa. It's the same thing with...
It happens many a time. It happens many a time.
He makes me my tea when he says I look like I need a cup of tea. So I don't even have to ask for it. My family just loved him. They said he was a perfect gentleman.
She's a good dancer, a very good singer.
And he makes perfect tea.
She's a very loving person. It was very easy to fall in love with her.
He's kind and very, very generous and large-hearted. We have a lot of fun together and we laugh a lot. Mainly, we try to make each other happy.